for our wonderful chat with Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Veterinary Center. You know what I almost did? You know who I almost called you? Isn't that funny? I almost did it again. But we are here every other Tuesday we talk. And of course, we had Halloween yesterday. And interestingly enough, November is National Pet Diabetes Awareness Month. And not that they always go hand in hand. It's not to say that if somehow the dog got into some candy and stuff, of course, there are the health issues. But this is a good time of year. And we kind of touched on it a little bit, I think, the last time we talked. But now, especially in earnest with the holidays, because we become such snackers and
Yes.
Connoisseurs and foodies and everything else that we need to be aware of our pets, and especially when it comes to diabetes, they are as susceptible to it as we humans are.
Right. It's a very common disease that we see in both dogs and cats. It is fitting, like you mentioned, we did just finish talking about pet obesity as well. So oftentimes when our pets are diagnosed with diabetes, they are obese as well. So they do tend to go hand in hand. And for the most part, dogs and cats that get diabetes, it is the insulin-dependent kind. So once they're diagnosed, we start them on insulin, and that's something that their owners can give at home, and it does require monitoring, just like a human would.
Now, in this case, though, it's not necessarily just because of obesity. It's like in humans,
Right.
anything can cause that. Now, what would we look for in our pets? I mean, assuming that they're not morbidly overweight or anything like that, but
Right.
what signs do we look for? There's a possibility that they might be diabetic.
Right. Many times the owners will bring the pet in because they've noticed them drinking a lot more water than they ever used to. So that's a huge sign. Certainly that can go with many other diseases as well, but it does make us think of possibly diabetes. Typically we would run lab work, do a full blood work panel and a urinalysis. And on the blood work, we would find that the blood glucose, the blood sugar level would be very, very high. So abnormally high. And many times that we would find blood glucose or glucose rather in the urine as well. So they'd be having a very high sugar level in the blood, and then it would be spilling over into the urine. And that tells us that there's a problem that we need to get them started with insulin. So
Now, this is typically why, of course, first of all, you don't give any human treats to
Sure.
human food and things like that, and especially anything that contains any type of sugar, because they are smaller. They don't process it the way we do, and of course, it's the same situation where too much glucose converts to fat and or too much sugar converts to glucose, and then that can also convert to fat and cause all kinds of other things.
Right. And in these situations, even their regular food, oftentimes we'll switch them to special food that will help them control their diabetes better. Foods that are higher in fiber and lower in fat and have different, calorie requirements and all of that to help them keep their blood sugar more stable.
And watch the carbs.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Touching a little further, though, on the holidays, if there is anything we can give them? Is turkey okay but not gravy, or should we just stay away from all that stuff altogether?
It's obviously best just to keep them on their regular diet, but we all know that is hard when you have these big pleading eyes staring up at you. So I would say that if you must give them something, just you feel so guilty that you need to give them something, plain turkey is fine. Just, make sure that it doesn't have any seasonings on it, take the skin off, just the nice white turkey meat, no gravy or anything like that. And then certainly, as we've discussed before with dogs, oftentimes veggies are fine, carrots, green beans, things like that.
I was going to say that's what my wife usually does, and it seems to shut them up equally as well as if she gave them something that's not good for them. And I think all of our dogs now have gotten used to it. Two of them really love them, and then one will eat it because he sees the other one eating it. So it's like, okay, I don't want to leave this out, but we've started doing that because especially her, she does go for those big pleading eyes. So that's good. And
good
fruits and things like that, especially things like grapes and stuff like that, of course.
Right, no grapes, no raisins.
What about, I've heard about nightshades like tomatoes and stuff like that. Is it something that affects, or is that just one of those old mythical wives' tales?
I would stay away from them. Just they're more I don't know of any animals that really like them anyways, actually.
We had one of our dogs loved tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah. So, and then
Mine's
my
more
wife stopped.
picky, I
Yeah.
guess.
Then my wife stopped giving it to him because she had read something somewhere, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
exactly where she got that information.
Apples
but-
are okay. Small amounts of bananas are okay.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Your dog should be safe because diabetes not good for humans, definitely not good for your pets. And are cats susceptible as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Cats, same thing.
So I always want to make sure and bring the kitties in. They're a little more finicky about stuff, but most certainly cats can jump up and get into stuff without you even realizing it. So of course, keep the gravies and keep the bad stuff away from them as
Yes.
well. They're not. I don't think they like candy. I've never noticed that, but they do like other stuff.
I don't think so.
Good. Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto, Cinema Veterinary Center, located on Cinema Drive in beautiful downtown Valencia, cinemavet.com. And the phone number is
661-253-9300.
awesome care. I take my pets to them as well, and wonderful interactive online type service as well. You can make your appointments and everything like that. So thanks so much for stopping by and
you.
giving us updates.